Welcome to another Nerd Collective. Now that I got you. So welcome to another Nerd Collective show, another Saturday night with the G-Man. I want to say thank you everybody in the chat. I see Sim, I see Tigra, 1, 2, 3, Chris Large, good morning. I'll get to you guys in 1 second. I got a first couple shout outs to the community and some personal friends out there. I want to say, love you, Sarah. It's my daughter, Matt. Love you guys, Braxton and Alex. Love you guys, Rick and Edith. Peace. How you guys doing? Taylor and Mom. I'm supposed to say Mom. And Amber. Also, we got Mike and Bree. How you doing, guys? Billy, Nikki, Billy, and Rosie. How you guys doing? And Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. His links are down below. Check out his podcast. Check out his YouTube channel. All the links are down below. My special guest for tonight is going to be on there as well. He's at the top of the list. Check out all those wonderful people in the community. They do a lot of work out there for the community to give you information and good nerdy news. You got to love it. And without further ado, let's get my co-host on. Bam, first.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Science.
Hello.
Hello, love. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Very
Awesome,
excited to be
awesome.
here. Took my little nap. I'm kind of a granny.
Good.
So G-Man has to tell me when I'm on. He's like, get your little nap in. It'll all be good. You'll be feeling good. We're going to have a good time. And I said,
Excellent. Excellent. I love you, sweetheart. Okay, let's get our other guest on here. And bam.
Hello, Nerdy Collective fans out there, and welcome, lady, and welcome, Robert, and welcome, Jason. Hey, everybody.
You're awesome, buddy. Hold on, we got one more. Deuce.
What's going on, man?
Awesome. Thank you. I always get worried when it gets down to that nicking time.
Well, I guess
How you guys
nap time's crucial.
Cool.
Exactly.
or I'm so gross.
Especially when you get old.
Let me get to the chat because I got 29 in the chat right now. Messages. Let's get to our chat. Hang on here. Let's go to the top. Magic Lasso, brother. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Maximilian, buddy. Love you. Let's go down. We got Lady. We got Southern. Hold on. Sim, buddy. Hey, it's nice to see you. It is late for you, brother. And we have Taylor in the house. Hi. And we have Chris Large. I love the shirt. Love the shirt. What's up, buddy? Sanimation, thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Fresh News 247. What is up? How are you? That's a newbie. Kaiwaka,
welcome.
thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate it.
X-Men
And
represent.
yes, and I think we are caught up. I am just Mars. Yo, what's up?
Forget
Nice
Mars.
to
It's
see
late
you.
for Mars.
Nice to see
Yeah.
you. It is Mars. Is this the same Mars? Is this Mars
From Jennifer's Mars? I
Oh,
don't think
Mars,
so.
please stick around. I've got something really cool to show
I
you,
don't think
Mars.
so.
Is that her?
I'm not. No, I don't think. Hey,
No?
what's up, who dat?
I
Who
think this is
dat?
the Mars.
Yeah.
I think that's the Mars that sent me a Green Lantern with the DC Universe logo.
That's Max. Max sent you
Oh,
that.
Is that
But
Max?
Mars has got like I know Mars. She's cool.
Cool. No,
I know.
all good. Oh no, all good. Thank
I
you,
can
Mars,
see
for being here. I
things.
appreciate it. Nice.
Don't
to
get
see you.
old.
Who dat, buddy?
She's nope. I did
Okay,
not.
what's new with you guys this week?
Oh man.
There's been a lot that's been going on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, I'll show a couple books really quick, just 2 books, and you guys show some of the stuff that you recently have acquired. I have a question for both of you, all 3 of you.
Mhm.
Where did the Ice Cream Man start?
I don't know.
Um,
Worry, Ice Cream Man.
This is the interesting thing. I'm going to tell you why, Rob, okay? Because I know Caroline knows that I love, and I know Deuce knows, I love my DC House of Secrets, all the old horror stuff. I want to show you guys something. I've been trying to track some stuff down. Let me get caught up with the chat really quick. Sorry, guys. I'm getting there. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Now, I bought this cover for only one reason, because I remembered this cover. I went back in my collection. I had to go through all of my House of Secrets to find it. And it was from issue 123. But everybody knows this cover or
Right,
has seen this variant. But I want to show you something that's really interesting. I've been trying to upgrade a copy. So this is Ice Cream 25. I only bought this copy because of what he's got in his hand. Ice cream cone that looks like a skull melting. Now, if you go to the classic, Foomp, this is a lower grade copy now, okay? But I just upgraded this copy. Here it is. I'm really happy about this.
Oh, G-Man. That purple makes my brain go crazy.
I love this book, but I'm going to show you. I should have my gloves on, because here's the interesting thing, you guys. You know how I've always talked about history and about where inspirations come from artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this, I'm wondering how this story originated. Now we know this is a psycho killer in this book, okay?
Mhm.
But when you go and look at this,
It's a
it's
thing.
not until the end, the last 6 pages is about an ice cream man, and he gets sucked into a time warp back to King Arthur. I'm not kidding you. This is how quirky these stories get. Goes back to King Arthur in an ice cream truck, and they give him an ice cream cone, a little softy ice cream cone. And King Arthur's like, At the very end of the story, Merlin shows up and casts a spell and creates an ice cream cone that's got some evil spirit in it. And that's how this representation on this cover is portrayed in the inside story, which I found interesting. I like stuff like this because we know this is not original story for a psycho killer in this book. This is what this is about. But where did the idea come from? You know, my whole H.P. Lovecraft love and all of that stuff. Everybody thinks like, okay, it's just a tentacle cover, but there's a reason. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Or am I just talking out of my butt?
No, it makes sense.
So
Well,
where did the Ice Cream Man start?
Well, the number one, but I mean, where did the whole idea and premise come from? That's the tough part, because it really kind of throws back to like the horror anthology type of shows.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean. And like
interesting.
Twilight Zone or something.
right, like Twilight Zone, and it goes back to, I think, even like Lovecraft, and even like some of the old even radio serials.
Remember, like
The
Hitchcock.
EC
I loved Hitchcock show, the Alfred Hitchcock show.
I love that. I love the Tales from the Dark Side. All the
Yeah, awesome.
the Tales from the Crypt and
Friday
all
the
the
13th, they
comic
even did a Friday the
books.
13th series. Remember the
Exactly.
Friday the 13th series?
Yeah, and then there was like
yeah.
there was some great stuff. I mean, that those, I think that's kind of where the comic came from, because it literally the stories, you know, they all jump around all over the place, and the only really theme is the ice cream man shows up at some point somewhere, you know, and that's really the only thing that really ties any of them together. And the other
Sort of
reason
like
I love
Alfred
that, the other
Hitchcock.
reason yeah, right, exactly like Hitchcock. The other reason I love that cover is because it's an homage to Iron Maiden, the Killers album.
It looked like Iron Maiden. I
Yeah,
was like,
that's exactly like it's an Eddie homage to the Iron Maiden Killers album.
okay,
So
that's what
that's
I
the other,
exactly what it
that's the
is.
other reason
Yeah,
I love
but
that.
see what I'm saying? See what I'm
Yes.
saying? No, you see this representation in our books,
Well,
in
and
the
I think
stories.
it's like you know, some of those are so classic that you've got to show like it's a nod, like because some of these stories
Yep.
would have never been written without those books, and so
Exactly.
it's just like they're just paying their
Boom.
respects.
Yep, exactly. So
They're all
big
building
shout-
off one another.
So one thing I want to say, Chris Large, I love that movie, and I liked Mr. Glass as well. Both of them, they were excellent. I'm
You
so
knew
happy
that it
to
was
watch that.
Mr. Glass all along, though, right?
By the way, I got to show something to Chris Large really quick. This is an A-OK. I'm not going to show what the cover is. I'm going to tease him. So, Chris Large, my buddy, I got your first probably slab. I'm going to geekify you. You ready? I'm only going to show you the back because I got to send it all the way across the states. There's, whoa, what is that? What is that? That's for Chris Large. Yes. Gotta think about my buddy. Sorry. I gotta put that out there. Boom. Okay. Bueller's in the house.
Bueller in the house.
Hi. How you doing, Travis? Your truck, your van, I should say. Your Haida van looks awesome. I've seen the pictures of it. He's got the
Bueller bus.
the Bueller bus. He's gonna go cross country.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's awesome.
That was the first thing I was like, I need to know how much you carry.
Steven Spock, brother. Nice to see you.
He's better, Rob.
Hold on. Okay. So really quick, I don't want to make my guests wait too long. Show what you found. What did you get? Any new books?
Well, there was one that came on the doorstep just before I got home earlier today. I'll show that one because it's a more modern book. Here's the first appearance of Mephisto. Since I'm putting together a Doctor Strange run, might as well pick this one up here. And inside the book, when you guys were talking about despair earlier, despair is in this book.
Yeah, for me, it's like Mephisto. It's the rat tail.
I love that. You know what's cool about that, Rob? Is it's so weird because of the reflection that's giving off on Doctor Strange. Bring it closer. They're actually moving. You guys see that? Can you see that in the screen?
That they're moving.
The rings are moving.
Oh, okay.
That's just because I can't hold anything still.
Illusion.
This is what happens when you break your neck. You kind
Continue,
of have a
buddy.
little bit
I'm
of a
sorry.
shake.
I love that cover, but keep going.
So aside from this, I picked up 2 books just prior to coming on the air. I only just got home at about maybe 9:30 or so because I did a little trade. And it almost seemed like it was a drug deal. It was that kind of cool. Because it's late at night, I'm picking up comics in a parking lot. It's dark out. And what am I picking up? What could possibly be so worth it to drive out in the middle of the...
Got to get your fix. in the
It's
middle of
8
the night.
o'clock at night. I'm old. Oh, just the third appearance of the Kingpin,
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Nice.
along with
Beautiful.
it's worth a midnight run.
Oh, yes.
there are only 2 books, but I think it was worth
You
the
know what?
drive. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
I was kind of told it was an issue 37 and a 86, and instead I got these. I'm still happy with these,
Of
Yeah.
course.
but now I'm gonna want those other 2 because I'm greedy.
Yo Funk 814. Thank you for being here, brother.
So there's those, and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to spoil the story. But if you're not reading Saga, y'all should be reading Saga. It's the best book out there on the market, and it's not one of those like, hey, Spider-Man, I saw 3 movies this year, and that was one of them, and it should be up for Oscars. It's not like that is one of the best books on the market. Do read Saga.
Okay. And lady.
All right, I'll show this because I'm normally a Marvel person, but recently I've gotten a chunk of DC. So I'll show you. So one of the chunks I got was from Night Tiger. I did a trade with him.
Oh, you're killing me, dude. Killing me, honey. Love that book. Beautiful.
Yeah, this is
Look
Mike
at that.
Kaluta. You guys will recognize him from The Shadow.
Yes.
And other. But and here is House of Secrets number 107.
These are going in the G-Man box, right?
Yeah, we'll talk G-Man.
Oh yeah, we will be talking for
We will
sure.
be. This is a Nick Hardy.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, good gosh. Good golly, Miss Molly. And then the final one is issue 127. I love that. Look how wicked that is, bro.
And the ball 13. That's funny.
I know.
That's great cover.
Well, what's 8 plus 5?
Yeah.
And then here's I found this a 100-page giant of the ghosts. So number 40, and that's just freaking beautiful.
Wow, it's really nice.
Yeah,
nice
you can.
That's beautiful.
I know.
Yeah,
sharp.
I know. I found this at the big warehouse place for $3.75.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, psh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's cool too. It's so cheesy. It's cool.
I know. It's so campy.
And very campy. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Oh man, I found this at this comic warehouse place.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, yeah, it's Native Americans hauling his ass off their fucking native land. Go home. Go home, Russia.
See, again, Superman's getting his ass kicked. Always getting his ass kicked on the covers. You notice that?
Right.
I love the arching of the back though, the way they have his body. I love, this is great for me. I just love everything about it. Another one, G-Man, I think you'd like this.
Oh, very cool. Look at that.
So it's Vigilante and Superman.
Yes.
And they're chasing down this beast.
I love it.
And
So
because of the comics code, he's not allowed to strangle him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've got the Super Sons.
Too funny. Oh my goodness.
The Sons of Batman. So I think this is like their second or third appearance ever. And then a Justice League 136. I got this from Dope.
Oh,
that is dope.
Very nice. Okay. All right. Can we hold for a minute? Sorry. We do have our guest on tonight. So let's get to our guest tonight. Sorry, guys.
Don't be sorry.
Here we go. He is
waiting
in the
see
background. Bam! Here we go.
You're on mute, brother. You're on mute. I'm on mute too.
Say it again.
Well, see, that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, when you put yourself on mute, you just kind of ruin the whole thing.
Not
It
at
was
all.
great. It was great. It's the best thing you've ever heard. It was wonderful.
Huge. Big league.
With my tiny little hands.
How you doing, brother? Thanks for being here, Jason. I really appreciate it. Southern Comic Geek. Nice to have you on the Nerdy Collective show.
What's happening, Southern?
Hey, what's up? What the deuce?
Deuce, I apologize. Lady, I apologize. I just didn't want him waiting longer. It was 20 minutes in.
All good.
Sorry. Did you guys have any books you wanted to show? Deuce?
Southern, show us some stuff you got.
Yes.
I don't have anything currently. I did find out recently that I had stuff from an auction a good long time ago that's going to show up. I just settled up with somebody, and it's going to show up here hopefully within the week, and it'll be like a mystery box because it's been so long. I have no idea what's in that box.
Fun? I like it.
Yeah, Jeff is not here tonight because he had to work. Unfortunately, he wanted to be here, but he had to work. So that's where Jeff is. Get caught up with the chat really quick. Yes, preview worthy. Absolutely. Laying down under. All right, got caught up with the chat. Fact about CGC, the originally was called
Southern Comic Geek. That means he's well versed in the bardic poems, the Iliad and Odyssey. He'll be able to recite it. Head out to work. Have a good day, man.
Okay. Got 17 people watching at 12:26 a.m. I love it. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Okay. So, who wants to start off with the questions?
Southern. How old were you when you got your first comic book, and what comic book was it?
So, when I first read, which more like looked at pictures in a comic book.
You know, either one counts. You can give both ages.
Okay, so I was 5 years old when I more or less read or looked at the pictures rather of my first comic book. That was Amazing Spider-Man 236.
Wow.
Nice.
The Death of the Tarantula.
I bet. Does that scare you as a little 5-year-old?
Yeah, he falls off the roof of the building, you know, and dies. Splash.
You've clearly not been traumatized by it.
No, obviously it did not deter me.
Right. It didn't stick with you at all.
Some sick, demented little child that wants to see so much violence. What a world we're coming to.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but then
Comics on Mine had a question for him really quick. Here we go.
What you got to get about? So
he's crazy. He's just not normal.
Yeah,
the 90s.
Yeah. So the thing with Valiant was when Valiant first came out, everybody refers to Valiant being good pre-Unity, which it was. I mean, when you've got the artists like Barry Windsor Smith and others, when you've got Jim Shooter writing and others, of that caliber, of course it's good. And so the fact that the characters were newer and I did not have to know so much about the characters to be able to buy into them very early on. Right. And the fact that they died and stayed dead.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, one of the reason why I like Captain Marvel is because when he died, he stayed dead.
Right.
So I mean that was one of the things that drew me to like Rye and of course Bloodshot, kind of by default there, but the Valiant universe as a whole.
Yeah, that's true. They never did bring his butt back, which is good. It's actually called continuity.
Well, right. Well, and, if you think about like into the late 80s and early 90s, the internet, Al Gore had not invented the internet yet, right?
No.
So we, you had all these reprints if they were available. And, down here, there just wasn't that many comic shows. I mean, you had some musty hotel room sometimes on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And that's about it. So you just went with what you had. So it wasn't like you could go back and read it on Marvel Unlimited or get an omnibus or something like you can do today.
Yeah.
Usually your older buddies going, hey, did you read this last issue? No, I can't afford it because I'm only 8 years old. Damn it, kid, get a paper route. Here's the issue.
For sure.
Where the heck was it? Go ahead, guys.
So I got a question. So your social security number is more seriously. So when it comes to your adoration for comics and you're a teacher as well, how do you kind of incorporate the two?
So I have been a lifelong nerd, because I was the kid that was, when they were being taught like in kindergarten and first grade to read, I pushed myself to be a better reader. And the pictures and the escapism, and I'm sure this is a very common story for a lot of people that grew up in single family homes, et cetera, right?
Absolutely.
That there was a certain amount of escapism when it came to those comics, and how the heroes, though downtrodden, were somehow able to come back and do good in this world. So that's what attached me to them. And as I grew older, then we go back to those old things and start going looking for that nostalgia kick. So I think that comics teach just that people are largely flawed, that we have more in common than we don't, if that makes sense.
Agreed. I agree with you.
And that regardless of what the mainstream media tells us,
yep,
we're all still Americans here.
Yep, exactly right.
Even though we're largely flawed, we can do good in this world. Yes, and I think that's what comics has taught, overall, right?
Yeah. When comics are really good, what they do is call upon the common humanity. And that's all you could want, right? Because all we want to do is belong.
Sure.
Yep. Big time.
And that's the amazing thing when I got into YouTube and comic books in general, because I had seen, various comic book channels. And then when I started collecting comic books again, and then started doing comic book videos, the diversity of thought in the community, as far as the likes of what they, do you collect DC? Do you collect Marvel? Do you collect Valiant? Two people, right? But no, and do you collect horror? Do you just like superheroes? And then on into people's political beliefs, et cetera, et cetera. Yet, how many things have I been in? None of the other outside comic stuff ever comes up, which is fantastic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just talk about comics, and let's just keep things cool, because all that other crazy stuff, it goes on outside in the world. And
are you trying to tell me something?
Well, no, it just goes to show, though, like, civility is really easy, because there used to be a time where, like, it wasn't so divisive, like, what do you believe in, like, politically or whatever. You still, like, when you went to church or when you went to a community function, you're still kind, you still play cards with somebody, you still help them if they drop something, like, be human, like. And so I think sometimes we need to recognize, like Southern said, we have much more in common than we have different. And the only way that I think that we can really thrive as a species is when we're pro-social in terms of bringing each other up and instead of trying to tear each other apart.
Well, and if you think about, at least used to, comics were plated as, you read comics. I was told this in school, that if you read comics, it was going to essentially rot your brain.
Your brain. Yep.
And so here I am. I have a higher IQ than all those other kids that didn't read. I make more money, so obviously they didn't rot my brain. But in the comic community, with the diversity that we have, as much as they put us down, this community is a lot more civil than the vast majority of the world is today.
It's very live and let live.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys, we at the end of the day, we all love and protect pieces of paper that have goofy looking, unrealistic superheroes in them. But
Right.
what it does is it makes us, I don't know, it teaches us life lessons like this learn common humanity. And, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were men that went through some really rotten times.
During the time of history, absolutely. And that's the cool thing about comic books too. Look at this. It's like,
And during his soapbox era, Stan Lee would take that opportunity to talk about social justice. And no matter what, whether it's 1968, 1964, 1945, or 2022, as long as Captain America is punching Nazis, I think we're going to be okay. The sad thing is that the Nazis still exist.
Right.
Well,
but you know what?
yeah,
They're
you'll
still
always
getting
have
punched
stupid.
too.
You stupid's not against the law. Otherwise, everybody in Congress would be in jail. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's always going to be stupid people out there. But the point being is that we're always trying to get better, right? And I think that's one of the things that the old comics did a lot better at, like the Stan Lees of the world, the Neil Adamses and the Denny O'Neills of the world when they were doing the drug issues, right? That they said, hey, look, this is a kind of a controversial type deal, but here's a way that we could kind of sneak our thoughts in and still tell a good story and it not be as off-putting as what some writers do today. But
exactly.
But anyway, so but it really opened people's minds to say, we do need to talk about this stuff, right?
Yeah. And just like, X-Men, you and I both share like a love of X-Men. And, you've got Xavier on one end of the spectrum and Magneto on the other, and they both want the same thing, but the means through which they're willing to go to get that are vastly different. Whereas you had they also represented Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Martin Luther King did not believe in violence, and Malcolm X was peace or freedom through any means, or equality through any means necessary. And so they represented dueling ideologies of the time. And the X-Men were people that lived on the fringes of society. And if you want to say those were minorities at the time, which it was and still is to an extent, that's what for people to say, back then Stan and back when Kirby and all that stuff was, they didn't do this social justice crap. No, actually they did it beautifully, and they didn't do it awkwardly, and they didn't make you feel weird about it.
Can you just give me a King versus Hulk fight, and I'll be good at the end of the day?
Right. Well, and the thing that you're exactly right, because if you think about diversity in comics, Giant Size X-Men won, right?
Yes.
I mean, how much more diverse can you get?
I know. What do you got? A Russian, a German, a black woman? I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, and not a single time when I was reading, that's my team, right? So not a single time when I was reading that as a kid did I think anything about people being different than me.
Right. Because they were a family.
Yeah.
And they all brought something beautiful to the game. And like their diversity, I don't know. I loved that they were different. I loved that, Nightcrawler could, teleport. I loved that, Storm could control the weather. Colossus was just a.
Well, you think about like Nightcrawler's faith. Okay, so he had a very strong faith, at least initially, and most everybody else didn't have any.
Yeah, he also was the glue that held the team together for a long time.
Yeah,
he was the spiritual.
He was like the moral compass.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we go any further, I'm loving this conversation. More questions for Southern Comic Geek, please, Jason?
So Southern, I feel like you kind of tied this into why you kind of started the YouTube as far as, having the diversity and also having the conversations that we get to have, which is, the best part about, a lot of what this community does.
Yeah.
Was that primarily what inspired you? I mean, I love seeing you do the haul videos and finding all kinds of great stuff. But is that really the inspiration? Just to kind of try to put your voice out there and do something a little different? Because like I said, everybody has a different take and a different kind of commentary as far as, the world of comics and the things that we collect and things that we're into. Is that really kind of your inspiration?
Well, to do the videos, it was really more cathartic on my end, because you come home and you share with your kids how much you just spent on some expensive pieces of paper, and they said Dad has really fell off the turnip truck. But
What, Dad?
yeah, exactly. And so it was really more for me, and
Right.
saying, hey, this is what I got out here, and I was just doing it, and I would do the haul videos before I would go put them up, and then people would comment. I'm like, people actually like to see what I'm buying. There's a lot of people out there that have a lot cooler collections than me.
I got to show them something. Wait, stop right there. I want to show you something, you guys. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I've got Comic Geek on this show tonight, because something he does on his shows when he's showing Walmart finds. Okay. I'm going to show you something. This is 2 years that I've been doing this. You ready? Okay. I have got literally.
What did you do?
Yeah. I collect the same thing he does. These are unopened packs. DC, Marvel. Sorry, that was Marvel. These are unopened packs. Exactly what he does. And my queen, she always buys me one, and I've kept them in the packs. And I love his stuff, and I think it's cool. And yeah, he does those. You do those openings of those packages, which is really cool. What are you going to say, Rob?
Yeah, his face, I think, says it all right there.
I was impressed. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Stats impressed me.
I'm sorry, Jason.
Yeah, I couldn't stand. I'd be like a kid before Christmas. I was the kid that always snuck down to,
I love it.
The tree and, shook the presents and felt the package to figure out what it was. I mean, to be able to have that much self-control, I admire you for that.
But Jason, I have to say, when I watch your stuff, I'm like, gee, I wonder if I got that one. It's like interesting. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I come home from Walmart, I do those videos.
Yeah,
and I don't edit none of my stuff. I like the live thing, like what we're doing right here. I much prefer that. I pre-record the Walmart videos just because they get more views that way. But I mean, I don't edit any of it, because that's, to me, that's the fun part about this. It's, again, the getting the stuff out there and having the conversations like this. And Dusty Brick Brown mentioned about Claremont, and the master storyteller. Right?
Yes.
I mean, if only we could have, like, the Claremonts of the world, have that long of a run on any one title nowadays. Unfortunately, that's not going to ever happen again.
He made it a family. What he did is he made superheroes human. They had very human emotions and they had very human problems, but they had superhuman capabilities. And so to have that and try to wrestle it is really difficult.
Yeah.
It's not X-Men if they're not playing baseball together.
I have done that quite a few times.
It's not X-Men if they're not going to the beach.
I love it, Al.
I love like Wolverine when he's roasting the hot dogs.
They make the little Wolverine corn cob thing.
I have them. Adrian Pandawson sent them to me.
Yeah. Yep. It's a bad habit. They can't help it. Yeah. There we go. Humble opinion. Yes.
Claremont saved X-Men. Okay,
Yes,
so X-Men was.
They were reprints.
Yep.
No one gave a toss about them.
It was a failing title. Claremont came there and resurrected it like the dang phoenix.
Right.
Yep.
Literally
Good night,
and
buddy.
figuratively. But okay, I have a question.
More questions.
Please. Question. And in the chat, I just want to say really quick, everybody in the chat, if you have any questions for our guests, please put them in the chat and I'll post them up for them.
And I'm going to be antagonistic with this question.
Why
do you like Batman?
Oh,
Yeah. So, to me, so I went. We're always. I think all of us are, at least to some degree, shaped by the things that happen to us in life, and our
Yes.
age.
Yes.
So I went to the movies in 1989 and seen Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Yep. And so I went and picked up a Batman comic. I forget the issue number. I can look it up, but it's the first appearance of Tim Drake.
Mhm.
As a side note for that, I have almost everybody that worked on that book signed it because I do like signed books,
Wow.
including that cover was done by George Perez.
Dang.
Nice.
So I sent that book to Clan McDonald, who was having a CBCS signing, and he signed it. If y'all not heard, the CGC signing that was to happen the next month got canceled, unfortunately.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
thoughts and prayers with him and his family through this. But so I've got George's signature on that first Batman book that I ever bought. But the thing with Batman is the detective aspect of it, and which really DC has gotten away from. But is the guy that doesn't have any superpowers, but he's in the middle of all these people that do, yet he's able to outthink and outsmart them.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, the Batman movie, and then that is what drew me to Batman. Plus, I'm a glutton for punishment, and being the run collector, Batman is not the title that you want to pick up.
You're sick.
Good luck.
well, good news. Do you know who's coming to Batman in 125? Chip Zdarsky. You're
Nice.
going to be
Yeah, I
sick.
saw that.
That'll be
Two
interesting.
brothers, what up?
Two
I
brothers.
can't
what's up,
wait.
buddy?
That means that his new
guy
10-issue
is awesome.
storyline is canon.
Mhm.
I do have a question, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So here's the question. The question would be, so you have kids. Now, I'm very concerned about what happens to my collection if I die. And I don't want to get too dark about this, but how do your kids feel about your comics? And would you be able to pass them along? Or is it just going to become pick this crap up?
So I have
That's not too
6
dark.
kids.
It's nice.
Yeah,
I
way
can
to
really
dim the
big.
panel down,
I
Rob.
know.
Thanks. But
Womp womp.
but it's a good question. It's a good question because we have had several people in the community that passed away this past year,
Yes.
and it has made me think about that. But I have 6 kids. None of my kids have a love for reading or collecting that I do. Now the youngest boy. So also keep in mind that my oldest is 24, my youngest is 2.
Wow.
So my wife and I got empty
There's
nest before our
time.
nest was empty.
Yeah.
So I have a 4-year-old. He just turned 4 a couple of weeks ago. He loves reading. He picks up those comics and knows all the characters and reads through the graphic novels that I let him touch and all that kind of stuff. And so if I have any hope of one picking up those habits, then it's going to be him. But to answer your question, all my stuff is logged in the CLZ as far as what I paid for it. Unfortunately, CLZ doesn't have the valuator like it used to connected to Go Collect. But I plan on reaching out to certain people in the community that should something like that happen to tell my wife to talk to them and handling those sales because she wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, and also have you, because I need to think about doing this for mine, is just inventorying. Would you use your CLZ app as like an inventory for like insurance or anything like that? Say like
That's what I do for it.
Yeah.
That's what I do it for. Yeah, because I
That's
do
what
have an
I do.
insurance policy for the 10,000 plus comics here.
Yeah.
And you can add the grade, and if they could finally put the API back to some sort, whether it's Go Collect or Cover Price or something, anything, freaking eBay, I don't care. There's
Right.
some trick so that your insurance company could go, okay, you have 17,000, 25,000, 85,000, whatever it is you have. And here it is in a computer system, in a database with the approximate grade, whether it's raw or whether it's SC, whatever the different slab companies are.
Yeah,
And you'll have
exactly.
an approximate value. So you know how much you're paying in insurance, so you're not overdoing it.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
that's why I have Key Comic Collector. It is not my favorite app in terms of actually identifying keys, but what it is nice for is the stuff that they do have in there. You can put the grade, and
Yep.
it does create your little net collection, the net value in
Exactly.
the books you have.
Exactly. Yep.
And I
Well, and the nice thing with CLZ too is you can actually populate a list and I think export it to a different app to get values. I'm not sure exactly what app works with that really well, but I like it because it's
a
really just a
solution.
way to see what you're missing in a run. And yes, you can add if it's raw or slabbed the grade on it, and you can add, how much you paid, and sometimes it will populate a price for, a graded book at least.
So that's something that you can actually do with CLZ. You can export through I can't remember the type of file name, but you can export the file and it will import into Cover Price, and Cover Price has all the raw stuff along with the different graded stuff, and it will keep it up to date 5 times a day. And these are the ones releasing all the lists that supply it to Comic Tom and
That's why that's why I subscribe to Cover Price as well. I like that system a lot.
And you guys, and some of you guys, like where we've got substantial collections, it's probably in your best interest to
Yes.
get a digital version where it exists somewhere, so it's not destroyed, because this is
See, here's the sad thing with me. The same when you're talking about that, I'm so meticulous. It's like I've changed everything over to short boxes except for 2 long boxes. But in every one of those short boxes, if I died tomorrow, my honey will know exactly what the value is of the books, because I'm old school. Everything is written. Everything is cataloged in those boxes.
You know who does that too is Night Tiger. Is
Yep.
guy. He likes doing notes on the back.
The other cool thing too is
I don't. I'm lazy.
Monty is not on tonight, but Monty does the same thing, but he does it with the old price guides. He'll catalog everything in the price
Overstreets,
guide, and then do that, which is really good. This is really good stuff for you guys out there that want
Monty
to know
knows
about.
his stuff. He's a really cool
Yep.
guy. Have you ever met him, Southern?
He's not
You would
here.
like
but
him
I
a
wish
lot.
you'd love Monty.
Yeah.
Dude, Monty's got an insane collection.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's-
god.
we're talking about
a warehouse.
He's been my brother for 3 years or more longer, but he's awesome. Mr. White Gloves.
Oh,
You
yeah.
love him.
Oh,
He
Mr.
has
White
a
Glove.
barn
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
know
what-
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's good people.
Yep.
If you took all our rooms and conjoined them together,
Combine them together,
you'd get about a
that would be
quarter of the
Monty.
size of his area now.
As an example, there was the Tony show that's on Fridays. And by the way, a big shout out to you, lady, for winning that contest. Awesome. I'm so proud of you. Awesome. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm not
make
sure
a
if the
start.
refs really count.
It's a wrestling show.
What'd you win? Cover Slingers?
I don't know. I had to play against Moonlit. So
Yeah,
it was like,
Moonlight Comics.
okay.
Another
So-
woman.
Yeah. Her husband's like Mr. Moonlit or
Yep.
Mr. Moonlight,
Yep.
whatever. And
Exactly.
but she's really nice. And
Yes, she's very nice.
I think that she probably won, but because that she had been winning for so long that
Yeah.
they just needed to cause drama and like
Yeah, of
usurp.
course it is. It's a wrestling show.
So,
It's a wrestling show. It's
but
wrestling.
I'll humbly take my
Anyway,
I'm a puppet.
you
But
did good.
but
You did
that's
good.
all right.
But it's a good show. If you guys
I'm a
haven't seen
funny
it, check it
puppet.
out. It's pretty.
I had a
good.
great time. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
showed all
fun.
kinds of goofy books. It was good stuff.
Moonlight's awesome.
She's a
So,
really nice person.
Yep.
Yeah.
anyway, as we are continuing, we got off subject. So more questions, people.
Anything in particular that you're looking for right now? Is there a run that you're looking to complete right now, Southern? Besides Batman, because good luck with that. I'm just saying.
So, and talking about that, I completed all the Uncanny X-Men and X-Men runs, including X-Men Legacy, and then sold most of them off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done. I'm over it.
So, I'm currently working on finishing the Hulk run to include Tales to Astonish, where he goes into the title.
Yep.
And then, of course, it goes and then turns the numbering turns back into Incredible Hulk. So I'm only counting the Tales to Astonish that I need for that. I'm only like 25 books away from completing that.
That's
Wow.
Nice.
So
Very
that's
nice.
probably the biggest one that I'm doing right now.
Yep.
Because the Batman one, just to give an update, I have Batman 134. Hold on a second. Let's see. In my collection.
I think Southern just got that one too.
Yep.
Wow, Rob.
Got that right at the end of last year.
You're on mute, Rob.
Wow.
But is your copy laminated?
No, it was kind of laminated.
We're talking 1970s CGC right there, buddy.
Oh my
That's right.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
That's how they did it.
I kid you not. Somebody laminated the cover of this.
Are you kidding me? Really?
I'm not kidding you. When I was so I got a bunch of stuff from that old comic smell, and he said he had this. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah. By the way, somebody did something to it, and when I brought it to a convention, Jim Lee looked at it and he said, "No, I'd leave it exactly as is." He was thinking about trying and get the lamination off, but yeah, good luck.
Right.
Yeah,
But
right.
still, it looks like it came out yesterday just because
Wow.
someone laminated it.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
funny.
Wow,
Really
that's funny.
That's all right.
But I'm happy I have it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a
Yeah,
little
so
history behind it.
I just recently picked up issue 3, so I've got 1, 3, and 6. So that first, 6.
That's funny.
And then Batman wise, I've got 137 to current. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I've got like issue 5, issue 8, issue 10.
For Hulk, you've got 137 to current. For Hulk,
Damn.
for
and you've got a straight.
Batman.
Oh, Batman!
Yeah.
I was like, shit. Like that's good.
Hey, Batman's nothing to sneeze at either.
No,
He-
Batman's
no.
nothing to sneeze at, but I just
No.
don't care about
That's
Batman.
171. That's 181. We're talking. Yeah, I know what he's.
Well, so I mean, I also have some early ones too. So the biggest one that I picked up last year was the first Mr. Freeze.
Nice.
Wow.
Out of that run, but I just got the second cover appearance of the Penguin. There's several big ones in there, and I'm not sure if I want to go past 100, like just
Sure.
in order there. But
You know who's got
a couple
some
of other ones.
single digits Batman is
Simon.
Dope Comics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He was showing
Yeah,
up.
it is.
He doesn't just have sub 100. He has sub issue 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So, Southern, if you go to my most recent video, it's me, Rob, and Dope. And Dope's a guy from Nashville, and we met at my LCS, and he likes all kinds of like old school monster stuff, but he also likes Batman and Superman. He's a good dude. I
Dope.
think
I've
you would
seen him
like
too.
him.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's around your age, I think, maybe a couple years younger, but he's got a couple kids and stuff. But
His magazine collection is amazing.
he's got really
Wow.
good taste. But just check him out. He shows some awesome stuff, and he just started his YouTube channel, so he's been putting up new content. But
Yes,
Dope
he
Comics,
does.
He's an
Yeah.
up and comer.
yeah,
And we're gonna have him on Nerdy Collective. I guarantee it.
Nice.
you should. Yeah, he's a
Guarantee
really good
it.
guy.
I actually thought he was going to be on tonight.
No. Not yet. Gotta give him some time. You gotta give him some time to ferment a little bit with the community. Let him do a
All
couple
right.
more shows.
All right, I have a question. I saw this thing, and I think it would be good to apply it to like all of you guys, but starting with Southern. You go on, now I know you're married, but you go on a date with somebody, and they
You
tell
go on
you,
dates with your married.
You go on dates because this is different. This is a different scenario. You go on a first date with somebody and they tell you their favorite title and you walk and leave. You stand up and leave. What title is that?
Ooh.
What title makes you that someone's reading that makes you get up and walk out and like, I can't do this?
That's an interesting question. I like it.
Wait a minute. This actually came up. There's something that's ringing a bell with me as you said just now.
Wow, that's a good question. Got me stumped there.
Oh, I know. Oh, it's a monster book that just came out.
Let me think.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me. Dang it. I can't believe you asked that question.
If somebody was doing, I'd probably walk away if they were doing something like, I hate to say this, but like early Image stuff. Like a Wild Storm or like or something. I'd be like, I can't.
House of Slaughter. House of Slaughter. There we go.
What's wrong with that?
House of Slaughter. I'd walk around. I'd turn around.
I think if they started talking about Barbie comics, I'd probably be like, yeah, I gotta go.
Honestly, if I met a guy and he was doing Barbie comics, I would date him again because I'd be curious. I'd just be like,
just to like pick his brain as like a science experiment. Just be like, okay, dude, what's up with your brain?
Why are you damaged in this way?
Right.
What if someone was putting together a run of Youngblood and they got super excited about issue 77 with that black background that's so hard because it's so scarce? Would you just go, meh?
Well, there are titles out there that I have no interest in, as I'm sure everybody on this panel is like that. And some might share the same ones. But if somebody said, hey, I dig comics, pushing it back to when I was in the dating pool, which has been a long time ago,
100 years ago,
a galaxy far, far away. I mean, because I started dating my wife when I was 16. So, but if I had somebody like that said, hey, I dig comics back then, I've been like, you want to get married tomorrow?
I know.
Because it was just one of those non-accepted mediums back then. You didn't talk about it at school because you get picked on by the bullies and as such. So,
but see, here's the thing. Like, it's one thing to say, hey, I'm into comics, and like, I don't really. Most titles, even though I don't even give a crap about, I'm not going to judge you. So it's very, very few titles. Like, unless it was maybe like some kind of egregious, like neo-Nazi, like hate kind of thing,
right?
See,
that's like as an example. When you asked that question, I had it took me a minute. House of Slaughter. I quit it. I dumped it. It got to be too much. It got to be a little ridiculous for me.
Yeah,
well, that's like all the Spawn offshoots.
Honestly,
true that.
If I saw a dude reading manga, I would have to walk. I couldn't do
that.
Really? It would have to depend on the manga, though.
Yeah, I agree. There's some good manga out there.
How about Death Note? Death Note is awesome.
Man, I
cannot notice, lady.
I cannot be going home and having my man watching Ghost in the Shell. Like,
what?
I know it's good, but like, I just can't.
Classic.
No, it's good. It's Matrix. Oh, shut up. See, I just hear, but like,
I'm glitching over here.
Yeah, me too.
Ghost in the Shell's all right, but I shouldn't have said that. Not everybody.
No, lady, you should know.
But
well, I mean, there's classic stuff that's really good, like Vampire Hunter D and Akira, and you know what I mean? Like,
I understand, lady.
I know, like Anushka and all this shit, but I'm just like, oh,
Caroline, no, I get it.
My little brother loves it. He loves it. So
yeah,
it's
some
like,
of it I can't.
Now you're heartbroken.
Broke Air Spider's heart.
Yeah, there's a lot of it I can't get behind either. I agree, but like the dark, really kind of weird, funkier stuff is the stuff that I like.
Yeah, the Wachowskis said that Ghost in the Shell was part of their inspiration for Matrix.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know. Look, I'm sorry I said that one.
No,
Maybe I
no,
should
it's
bring
okay.
something else. Say something else.
It's okay. It's okay.
You would like to tastefully retract
Here's
that
the thing.
comment.
Here's the
Let's
thing.
see.
Let me
Brian.
clarify. Let me like fix that part just a tiny bit. So what you said about manga, okay? Here's the thing I noticed. Okay, we're all different ages. We're all different age groups and all that, okay? And one thing I've noticed about mangas, some of the mangas, not all, but some of the mangas are really good. But one thing you're going to notice compared to American literature is all of the reading. Okay. There's not a lot of reading in mangas. It's mostly picture. You're
And see,
turning.
I live for
Depends on the
dialogue.
manga.
Me too. Me
That's why I
too.
love
And I
old
get it.
school like Marvel.
And I
It's just
understand
the
where you're coming from
dialogue
there.
used to be really good.
Of
Like
course.
it was breadthy.
Well, that's why you like Claremont, because
It's like Days of Our Lives, man. I freaking
Exactly.
love it. I live for
Look
it.
at you've already like look what you did. Look what you did. I'm heartbroken. Oh my god. Sailor Moon. Oh my god.
Well, I can't do
There's a
that.
bunch of
Ghost
kick-ass stuff
Michelle,
in the 80s.
you're
My
killing
Like,
these
brother
guys.
loves Sailor Moon.
Honey, what are
Oh.
you doing?
forget Sailor Moon and all that more
If I
corporate
die and go
stuff.
to hell, they're gonna make me watch anime.
Dusty,
No,
you
yes,
players
we
should-
will. We're gonna put you through an anime marathon.
You hurt the cat over
No,
here.
I
The cat is
understand.
hurting.
I
Good
do
kitty.
understand, Caroline. I do. I swear, I do understand. I know where
It's-
you're coming from.
No, but that's why you gotta live and let live.
Exactly, sweetheart. Okay, more questions for our guest.
What
Bruce?
did you?
Okay.
What sort of comedy, if
What-
any, do you seek out in comics? What do you think maybe is like one of the funniest titles, or just like a witty title? What do you think? Yeah, what's something you've enjoyed that you found really, really funny?
I would say that opposites must attract, because as cornball as my humor is most of the time, you would think I'd be more of a Deadpool guy, and I'm not. So
Steven Spock says Gru for him.
Gru's great. Gru's great. Tick.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Do you remember Plop? The DC title Plop.
But you say more of a current title,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Faust was fucking hilarious, right?
So I think Zdarsky's on Howard the Duck was really funny.
I haven't read that.
Oh, he is really funny. And
Haven't read that.
Zdarsky is funny in general. So he's done, I want to say he's done like Spider Gwen or something. He wrote on either Spider Gwen or Gwenpool or something. He was really funny when he was doing her.
Yeah, he was the writer on that which he incorporated Gwenpool into.
Yeah. Which is Howard the Duck.
There you go.
Yeah. So, all right, fine, be that way. What is a recent thing that has really pulled out your heartstrings? Have you read any series that really like you're like, dang, that was good, made me feel? Monster did that to me to an extent.
I
Monster
still
was
got to
good.
order that.
Yeah, Monster was good. Yeah, we were supposed to, do a thing on it. And did you ever finish reading it?
I still got to finish it all.
I'm ordering it next check.
Well, and I tell you something about that, and I'm not a Donny Cates fan, so it's Live and Let
Me
Live.
either.
Donny Cates, folks, good for you. But God,
Can I ask? Okay, all right, stop
Listen.
right there, right, really quick. I'm curious because just so my Donny Cates fans don't freak out, why don't you like Donny Cates?
because he is nothing but a hype man, and he never lives up to the hype.
The Flavor
Man.
Flav.
I mean, he's like the guy that's taking the girl on a date, and he tells her how everything is.
Stop.
Hey, a broke clock is right twice a day, Rob.
Exactly, Rob. Calm down, because he's put out a lot of shit for every there's like 2 things he's done good.
So
What are the 2 things?
But
In my opinion, Doctor Strange and Cosmic Ghost Rider back to SCG.
so
Thanos
with that,
wins.
I did like his God Country. That did pull at my heartstrings.
You're not the first person to say that. Other people have said that they really, really enjoy God Country.
Because the lead character is going through Alzheimer's, and whenever he touches the sword, he's normal again. So it's really heartbreaking.
Well, and so the 2 things with that. So my great grandmother went through Alzheimer's, and so that obviously has that connection for me.
Yep.
And then as a father, that father did everything all the way up to death, just so he could remember his son, and all the things that he didn't tell his son that he wished he could have told him.
Right.
And so when the son touches the sword, all those memories, and he sees it from his dad's point of view and how his dad wishes he could have told him that. And as a father, that really spoke to me as well. So, yeah, I mean, Donnie Cates is fine, whatever. Lady and I had this conversation last week about this same time, by the way, about Donnie. And that is that, I read a store.
Sure.
And I'm picking up Hulk just because I'm a completionist, because I think it's total garbage so far. Thor's okay. Thor's okay.
Not wrong.
What's that?
No, I was just agreeing with you. Not wrong.
Oh, not wrong. Okay, yeah.
It's garbage.
He wants to
Which Hulk?
do the
Which
next
Hulk are we
biggest
talking
thing.
about?
The new release of Hulk, the new respawning, basically the new iteration.
Hulk.
God knows it's
The one
Marvel. They
that's
got to
just called
restart everything
Hulk?
about every 5 years.
Yeah,
Well-
that's what I keep hearing about. Yeah.
What I don't understand is Immortal Hulk, great run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
why would you not build off that? No, you want to take it
Exactly.
in a 180-degree total different direction. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
So here's the thing that I think about with manga put me off.
No, go ahead.
Uh,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
so here's
She's still singing that Sailor Moon theme song.
Yes, she is.
Right,
I love you, sweetheart. It's all good.
here's the thing with Donny Cates.
Yep.
Is
I'm curious
One-
because I'm a fan of Donny Cates on certain stories.
yeah, I
Okay?
think he gets spread too thin.
He
And I
does.
think that when they put him on too much shit, it suffers and it's all crap. Then why don't you put him on
Absolutely.
1 or 2 titles?
Yep.
Let him care about it, and that's that.
Right.
But I do not like Donny Cates spread thin, and you can tell
Yep. Absolutely.
the difference in quality.
Absolutely.
He's
Too
just
many
mailing
books.
it in. He's just mailing it in. Cash to the check.
But
Right.
then there's certain people that can do like 10 books a month and they're good to go.
Yeah.
Like Cullen Bunn's a good
Good
example. of
article.
that. Cullen Bunn does books all over, from you name it, independents to mainstream to.
Yep.
And none of them are bad. I like
They're
Colin.
all good.
I like
They're
Cullen Bunn
all
too.
good.
You can't tell me that he has written a bad book, Colin Bunn, because he sticks everything he can into it. He has the
Yeah,
research.
Yep.
He has
Absolutely.
Yep. Exactly.
Hickman, Brubaker, like
Yep.
those guys, I've always found to be very consistently good.
Zardsky's another one who does that too. Zardsky's really quality across the board in all the stuff he does.
But another
Kurt
one that I
Busiek.
find that can be inconsistent is Bendis.
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
It can be too. Yep.
because he's done some
At the
really
time
good
period.
stuff, and then he's also made some.
I think it is a time period thing. Yeah.
But when he was at Marvel, right up until he got sick, he did some stellar stuff. Although he did change the characters and the personalities of many of the people on the Avengers. Because if you were reading the Avengers prior to him being on any of these titles, they didn't sound anything like how he was writing them, or that others were writing. He took it and made it his own, and it worked. And he was very good at getting the interconnection between the characters. And he was a crime writer, so it worked. And then he had that, I guess, heart problem. And when he came back, he was working for DC and he softened.
What happened to him?
There was some kind of health problem, health scare. I don't know if it was a heart attack exactly, but he was in the hospital for many months. And then when he came back, he was writing the last couple issues of Miles Morales. And the swan song for that was Miles being in the hospital because he had something. And that was kind of not retcon, but no one really talks about it. But Miles wasn't in the hospital, and it was Bendis writing his experience essentially through Miles. And then he was off, and Saladin Ahmed was on the book.
Yeah.
See that Dusty Big Al crossover.
yeah.
I like crossover. I enjoy crossover
I'm
very much.
iffy, but love rednecks.
Yeah, yeah. See, everybody's got a different flavors of taste. Big time.
Yeah.
He's great at family dynamic.
Yep. Now, boy, you kill a dog, forget it. People lost their minds when that happened. Remember that?
So, Dusty, I loved Hickman's Avengers, New Avengers.
Okay.
That whole oh God,
Infinity.
what do you call it? The incursion events and
Yep.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Okay.
I really like that.
Yep. Okay.
Annihilation.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Rob, do you guys have any more questions?
Question.
Well, what are you picking off the shelf right now, Southern, that you're really enjoying?
There we go.
I am cautiously optimistic about Josh Williamson on Batman. I think Rob
Okay.
mentioned, is he going to be writing the main Batman title or just another Batman title?
So Zdarsky's going to be doing the main Batman title. Unclear who's going to be picking up after they finish with the ones that they're doing with the Irving Rodriguez covers. I think it's Tamaki. I mispronounce her name all the time, but they're doing the title now. And whoever picks up from Detective, I don't know if they're going to be piggybacking off of what Zdarsky does, but Zdarsky, he now has a contract. He's going to be on Batman from 125 forward.
Nice.
Josh Williamson, I guess he could be working on The World's Finest or one of the other books, but I'm only going to be caring about Starsky.
Nice.
Yeah, my pull list keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Yep, mine too.
Same.
And
Agreed.
Some of it's the increasing pricing. But it's just that if I've got X amount of dollars in the comic book budget and I'm not really feeling it, I mean, it's not giving me that nostalgic kick. It's not hitting that, touch like God Country I was talking about.
Agreed.
Why don't I just go buy an old book?
Exactly.
Which gives me all that.
Exactly right. I agree.
That's what I've been doing. I've been going mostly back issues.
Since we're getting on that subject, something I didn't show at the very beginning of the show, all right. It takes a lot to pull the G-Man strings when it comes to good reading, and this might be just my taste, all right? But one of my guests in the chat tonight, I should say Magic Lasso. Now, this is my reader's copy. I am buying all 3 issues when they come out. Unfortunately, it's only 3 issues. It took them forever to write this damn book, and it's a black series. I'm going to show you this really quick.
It's going to be Wonder Woman.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's Lasso. Yeah.
I am blown away by this, you guys. I'm sorry. The story is awesome.
Really?
I love it. Yes. Deuce, I'm going to tell you right now, do not pass this up.
All right, I'll check it out.
I bought 3 copies of this cover and the other cover and the special edition.
There's
That's
some
how
really
much I
cool
like
covers.
it.
Yeah, there's
I
some really
bought
cool
all
covers.
of them. Now, I'm just going to show you guys something. Okay, what's cool about this, I'm a real, I like, a couple years back, they did a, I think it was called Dead World. Now, this is just one little panel. This is talking about the gods. This is each one of the gods. Each one of the gods in this book are female related. Okay. Now, this book is, you'll like this lady. It's very female orientated, which I don't have a problem with. I like it. Okay, I'm sorry.
I would hope not.
No, well, no. What I mean is, I'm thinking. All right, G-Man's taking this out of context. Sorry, guys. let me. Oh, let me finish. Let me try to clear this up. Okay. Okay, Rob.
I think you went for a different demographic there briefly.
Yes, I did. It wasn't supposed to go that way.
All inclusive.
Sorry, lady.
You go.
Spectrum.
Anyway, what they did here is they created a lot of the gods, the old Greek gods, into female form. Okay, and it tells about each one of the gods in the old Greek mythology, which is really cool. And Hera, I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly. Thank you very much. She's having a bitch fest with Zeus.
As she does.
Her king.
They have bitch fests.
Absolutely.
She rags on his ass.
Absolutely.
Like historical.
And she's pissed. She's pissed.
What's new?
Yeah, she's pissed because of what mankind has been doing to the world. And as an example, I just want to show you something in this book. This here, and I'm not getting too religious. It's just in the book. Okay, guys. So calm down.
All right.
So
down.
All these vases are showing man's sins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? What man has been doing for a millennial. And she's bringing up a court. The art in this is beautiful, by the way, just so you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
This is not showing you justice. Do not pass this book up. If you see this, definitely buy it. I'm going to
order one tonight.
I'm telling you, this guy, do not pass this up. It took a while. For them to bring this out. This was heavily delayed. But I'm just going to say, I know I might be hyping this up more than I should, but
no, you like what you like. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
This DC, and it's not Marvel, of course. I don't like Marvel,
well,
but
that's fine, dude. I'm a brat.
Look at this. I love you, lady. You're so awesome.
Hey,
but
look, you said something touched the G spot, and when something touches the G spot, you're gonna make a lot of noise. So
yeah.
I mean, this
all
thing
hell breaks loose.
It's beautiful and it's well written as well. You trust me, you guys are not going to be disappointed if you pick this up. I know I'm kind of, like I said, I'm hyping it a little bit, but
I like the cosmic kind of feel.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's like here's an example of what I'm trying to say. There's been a lot of books. I've been buying a lot of modern books, indie titles, DC titles, Marvel titles, just to get something to get my interest that keeps me with the story, to read the story. This is what I want. And this, bam, and I know different tastes for different folks, but this is well done. This is what they should be doing, in general, with all stories, and keep going with that. They're doing something right. You know what I mean?
I picked up something for you, G-Man, from the 50 Cent bin.
You get what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying?
I get it.
I'll put it in your pile, but it's Marvel Saga too.
Oh, I love these. I love these.
Nice.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I love it. I like the Marvel
enough of that. Enough of that. All right, sorry. Let's get back to our guest. Everybody, you got more questions for our guest?
I'm about to pass out. It's 2:30 in the morning.
Oh man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Power nap served me well.
Southern, if you could have a conversation with anybody involved in the comic world, that means artist, penciler, writer, whoever, from past or present, who would it be?
Well, I'd have to go to the past, somebody that's going on, and so therefore you can't have those kind of conversations. But it would have to be somebody like I'd have to go big, Jack Kirby, or like a Bill Finger, type that had so much to do with the characters that I like, right?
Right.
And then so like, where was your inspiration in all of this? And Yeah, and then, that's who it would be.
Well, I'm sorry. It sounds like you've been sick.
Well, if you see my latest videos, you hear a very raspy voice.
Yes. I'm
About
sorry.
shot my voice last week rather.
I noticed that too.
And so it is on the upward mend. So
You shot your voice. Were you cheerleading for somebody or?
no, I was already having a bunch of sinus drainage.
Oh.
And then I went for a 4-hour whatnot show. And I
That'll
kept
do it.
on talking through the weekend, and it just my voice was like, "You're not supposed to be doing this right now."
Get you a lozenge.
Right.
Okay.
Ditko would be another good one. Yeah.
Southern.
Hour and 20. Go ahead, bud.
What's your favorite Batman story arc? Give me top two.
Death of the Family.
Death of the Family. Okay.
Repeat. Say it again.
Death of the Family.
Okay.
And then he said top two. So just give another one. That you like.
Court of Owls.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Cool.
Yeah, that's
Excellent.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
Yeah, I always like the funky kind of Elseworld stuff they did with Batman, whether it was Gotham by Gaslight or the Long Halloween or
Yeah.
Long Halloween was really good.
I thought some of those were really, really super cool.
Can I show? I want to show you something. I just got this. A buddy gave me a box of comics that were his parents from the 90s.
Oh wow.
Batman,
Oh, sweet.
and this is an Elseworlds.
Mhm.
Nice.
And I had
Love
never
it.
seen it. I didn't realize they did a team up, Batman
Love
and
it.
Dracula.
Oh yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, they did Batman, Dracula. They did Spawn, Batman. They did.
Yes, I knew that one.
They did a bunch of crossover stuff with Marvel too, when the whole amalgam stuff was out there too.
Oh, yeah.
So like, they have a bunch of those. Batman teamed up with a bunch of different people. It's pretty wild.
Yep.
And a lot of the Elseworld stuff was really the Batman stuff that I liked.
Thank you, Al. I appreciate it,
All right,
buddy.
Dusty, we love you, brother.
I
Okay.
got one more question, if that's okay. And that
Absolutely,
question
Rob.
is, since we're wrapping up the show here, we're coming to a conclusion. There's a lot of new comic people out there that are just picking up
Thank
books
you,
for the
Rob.
first time, trying to pick up old stuff, don't know what they're
That's what I
doing.
want, Rob.
We've all made mistakes. Is there anything that you want to impart to some new people out there that might be collecting comics in their first year, second year, that you wish that you would have known had you be starting now?
Don't get caught up in FOMO.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
Don't get don't as much as Comic Tom, I think, does a service in the community.
Yep.
You can watch those videos, and you gotta know your own self, right? If you're susceptible to that, then you don't need to be watching his videos, because you'll spend a lot more money than what you should. Don't buy your first stuff on eBay until you got a good grip on the hobby.
Yeah.
Go to your LCS and talk to other people in the community. Find things that you like. And in order to save money, there is a difference between what you like to read and what you collect. It doesn't have to. It can be the same. It should. Well, I mean, both. But you can like to read certain titles. G-Man and I were talking earlier. I read a lot of indie stuff nowadays, but I don't collect it. I buy it, but I don't have that nostalgic attachment to it, and so I don't think nothing about turning around and selling it as soon as I get through reading it.
Mm.
Right.
But from some of my other stuff, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I mean that kind of do your research, I guess. In other words. Because there are a lot of shysters out there. You hear the
Do
people,
your research. Exactly. That's well said. Very, very well.
you have a lot of people out there, and not all of them are this way, that say these phrases. Okay, so don't get me wrong, but oh, hey, it's a newsstand. Well, yeah, but there were less directs during that time than there were newsstands.
It's time dependent.
Time
A
frame,
newstand
yeah.
from when?
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
Hey,
Say it
Jason,
again.
are
Maybe
you
you
telling
didn't
me that that person on eBay that only has a House of Secrets 92 first appearance of the freaking Swamp Thing, and it's only $100? Buy it now. But there's only like 0 sales from the guy, but it's
or the
only
ridiculous
$100.
asking price of $9,000 for
Right.
a book that's
It's a
not even worth
reprint.
that.
A
Yeah,
lot of
listen,
facsimiles. Yep.
listen to aggressively relaxing. You can find people in your area that sometimes they don't know, they're just wanting to get rid of the crap. But you can find some good ones, some good deals.
Hey, this is a miscut. Want to pay $10,000 for it?
And while that's
Is it
true,
worth $10,000? Just always ask yourself that.
yeah.
Right.
If your intuition tells you no,
Aggressively, very cool, buddy. Awesome,
Thanks
Well,
for
and it's also, I think it's
buddy.
also
Thank you for being
it's a
here,
cool way to
buddy.
get into new series too. If you're not sure, pick up a graphic, pick up a trade, and see if you like the story.
Yeah.
And that way you're not super invested in it. You can beat it up; it doesn't matter because
straight up.
comicsology.
Amazon, you can find used trades.
Yep.
fraction price.
all day.
There you go.
Library.
3 to
Use
5
your
bucks.
local library.
Yep. There you go. There you go. Okay. Is everybody done with their questions before I ask the last 2 questions of the night?
I'm going to go brush my teeth and go to sleep.
Yeah. Rob,
All right.
thank you so much, Rob. Rob, before we leave, I know you're going night. Tell the people in the community what's going on, buddy.
Oh, well, we do a show every Wednesday night about, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We've been doing it for the last 133 weeks. And episode 133, we're going to have Marcus Pattern on. He's going to be talking about his new book. It's called The 3 Deaths of Willis Waterhouse. So we're going to be doing that at 10 p.m. And then we follow that up with Comic Book Therapy. That's when we show new comics and stuff we picked up over the course of the week. So check that out. We do it live. We do it every week. See you then on my channel, Not Near Mint.
Rob, you're awesome. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Buddy, you have a good night. Peace. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Anybody else with any more questions?
Were we not showing off any books?
Yes, you can show
Yes,
off books.
show
I
books,
want you
yeah.
to show off some books. So let's go off with the books first before we go with the last 2 questions. Okay. Any more questions, lady? Any more questions, Deuce?
I might come up with something here in a second. Let him show some books, man.
Okay, please. Go ahead, buddy.
So-
Oh my God. Look at that.
What's that?
Straight fire.
So something from the childhood, watching the Turtles, which, by the way,
Damn.
this is the
You know how many
adult.
people
version.
want that book?
What's that?
You know how many people want that book?
Yeah. So this is the 3rd print. So
Yep.
it's not the 1st print.
Yep.
But even these are getting expensive. And I bought this raw off a YouTube auction that took an hour and a half and sent it off and came back in 9.6. So
Nice.
Crazy good.
a person in the community did this for me.
Oh,
Squatchy.
well,
No,
that's
it wasn't
Squatchy.
Squatchy.
Is that
Uh,
Squatchy?
Was it?
It
No.
wasn't. And I hate that I can't remember his name. My memory's not as good as it used to be. But yeah, so he did this. It was an entry into one of my contests I was doing. I do contests all the time, and I can't remember which one it was, but
Very cool. Very, very cool.
did that.
Got your own variant.
Community
And
artist.
then
Oh,
Hulk 181.
Are
So
you
I collect
Signature.
homages. There's Roy Thomas's signature. right
no
there.
way.
Hi. I love
You
it.
have a
I love
Roy Thomas Hulk 181.55.
Yeah, this one is missing. You can guess it.
the
the value
MVS.
stamp.
The value stamp.
So-
You
So
know
I
what,
bought
though?
this.
It doesn't matter. It's still cool.
Well, check that out. I mean, it's green and yellow. It's kind of like Wolverine and Hulk.
That
I
is
mean, it's
weird.
funny.
That is weird.
But I bought this as a 5.0 on eBay. And I bought the whole set, 180, 181, and 182. They
Nice.
cracked in the slab on the way from Canada, ironically. The guy gave me the money to have them reslabbed, Roy Thomas comes up with the signature at CGC. It was cheaper to send it and get him to sign it than it was to slab it, because on those higher price books they charge a percentage of the value.
Oh yeah.
So it was cheaper because it was a flat rate.
Show the book again. Keep showing the
Oh,
book.
that's
While you're
spectacular.
talking. Sorry, buddy.
So anyway, I sent all 3 of them off to
Bring it
get
down just a
cracked
tiny bit.
out and signed. And so this one was originally a 5.0. It came back a 5.5.
Beautiful.
And
Plus-
then,
That's a
and then,
nice little treasure to the collection.
Oh yeah.
180 went from a 4.5 to a 5.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome. Keep
Can't
going.
hate it.
Yeah, I know you got some more there.
Yeah, so I do like to collect homages, especially Hulk 181s. Here's a unique little piece.
Oh,
Wow.
So this one is signed by John Romita, who
nice.
was the inker for 181. He's the one actually that drew the face that everybody recognizes on the foreign 181.
Yeah.
For Britain, it's different, but this is sketch is by Scott Hanna, who was an inker for a lot of the.
Show the cover while you're talking, buddy. Sorry. There you go.
Sorry. I was looking at
It's
the
okay.
tab to remind me who all done something. So
Yeah,
Scott Hanna
beautiful.
was the inker for Spider-Man in the early 2000s. Done a lot of other stuff, but then Renee, I never can pronounce her name right. Wittersatter. She's done several deals, but she colored it in. So
I love the kind of Kirby crackle in the background.
yeah, doesn't it? And then so Scott drew it, and then John Romita signed it just because.
Right.
Very cool.
Sweet.
Very
Now,
nice.
you being a collector of signed books, are COAs important to you?
Well, no, because I mean COA, I can print a COA.
Right.
Yeah.
So, this was the channel's first exclusive. So this is Power Ninja
That's
Team
kind of cool.
181 homage, and it's
Nice.
a yellow label because I signed it. So,
Oh dang!
What?
so I had to get authenticated through CBCS, but once
Sure.
I did, I was able to get that yellow label.
I must have missed that signing.
You're
Right.
I did too. Yeah.
So I collect the foreign stuff too.
Oh yeah.
But,
Nice.
this foreign actually came out the month after the 181. Normally, there's quite a bit of difference between a foreign release versus the American release.
So is that one pretty rare?
This one is it's French Canadian, so it's a lower print run in the first place. And this cover is actually a scene in the book. Because it was so soon released after 181, Marvel had not gotten them the printer up there, the actual cover.
That's really
So that's
cool.
why this one has a different cover.
En français.
It's funny. His forearm looks like a pair of boobs.
It comes out.
So,
The Valiant.
had to show some Valiant stuff here.
Nice. There you go.
This is Bart Sears, who, quintessential Turok 1, EXO, and I got it in a clear backing board. It's the wraparound cover.
Very cool.
Those are
And
cool.
so I got Bart Sears original
Wow.
sketch work on this
That's
cover.
cool.
Oh dang!
That's sweet.
Yeah, so I got that from him. Gorkum Demir, who's been doing some killer covers for Department of Truth, etc.
Yeah.
Got him to do this little puppy. Well, actually, he was selling it, and I picked it up from him.
Last week.
Sweet. Love it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's ill.
Yep.
Paint. So yeah, I have the TMNT Mirage run. I have the total set except for the first and second print of issue 1. So I have all the other printings of the various books in that run, except for the first and second print of issue 1.
Very cool.
Yeah. Turok #1, I got about 50 copies now. It's one of
Nice.
my guilty pleasure books. My wife looked at me funny the first time I said that, and she's like, "Guilty pleasure book?" But
Kinky.
I know, right? So now I said,
Mhm.
well, what that means is, to me at least, is that I should feel guilty because I have so many of them already, but I get pleasure when I buy them. So
Yep.
that's a
It's
guilty pleasure.
dinosaur porn.
Right.
Very true. Very
What's
true.
your favorite out of all of those you just showed us?
It's got to be the Hulk 181 because I was a
Can you
big
show it again
Wolverine
while you
guy.
can you show it while you say it again?
Yeah, I was a big Wolverine guy in the early 90s, as the animated
That's
series.
rare all by itself. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
And
Bub.
then growing up watching Lou Ferrigno,
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this just kind of does a lot for me here.
Heck
Right.
yeah. Nice. Very nice. Beautiful. Do you guys have any more questions? Okay. Because we're going on to an hour and 37 minutes. I want to say, Jason, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I know it's late for you, buddy. Are you ready for the last two questions that I ask every guest that comes on the show?
Sure.
Okay. You ready? Here we go. Bam. Do you have any inspirational thoughts or ideas for the community as a whole?
I've kind of already shared them, but
Okay.
as wrapping this up here in this question, I'll say it again that I think one, collect what you like. Don't get caught up in FOMO, and remember that despite what the national news media tells us, remember that they get paid for bad news.
Oh,
They
yeah.
make more money in bad news than they do good stuff. So as much as they talk about all the bad things that are going on in this world, in which there are plenty of them, don't get me wrong, that we have more in common than we do different. So get together with people that you share a similar passion for, whether it's collecting tractors or whether it's collecting comics, in this case, comics here, right? And, y'all just nerd out because life's too short to get caught up in all that other hubbub that they like to try to poke and prod the fires with.
Nice.
Absolutely agree with that.
Beautifully said. I then told okay. All right, gotcha. Boom. Now with the last one. I like to save these for the last. You ready? Here we go. What does thinking outside the box mean to you?
Not accepting everything at face value. Whether it's an investment, if you want to talk about the stock market, whether it's a comic, we were talking about facsimile covers for sale for such outrageous prices on eBay.
Yeah,
Or
ridiculous.
whether it's the national news media, investigate it for yourself. The wonderful world of the internet is also a drag, but don't just go to one website for all your information, whether it's comic book collecting or life in general. Talk to people that have experiences. If you want to be rich, talk to rich people. If you want to be broke, talk to broke people. If you want to be smart, talk to smart people. You want to be dumb, talk to dumb people. This is pretty simple. So if and whatever you're wanting to be in life, and if you want to be a comic book nerd, you've come to the right place. There's a lot of us out here, and hook up with some of us. Hey, I like meeting the folks at the conventions. Some of them, they get too nerdy at conventions. They don't have time to go to lunch with you.
Yeah. That'll be different this time. It was my first time. I was so like,
oh, she was like kid in the candy shop. She's like, ah! She was like a Beavis, like fire.
Sorry, I gotta look at more boxes. There's so many comics. It's
Okay.
fun. So I'm getting a room next time.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. There. Let's get down to the end. All right. Lady, what you got going on, sweetheart?
Just trying to make it day by day, but usually I'm on Rob's Wednesday show. Everyone join Southern. He has Saturday morning Cartoon Crew auction every so often, and
Look at the camera, sweetheart. Now say it again.
Southern Comic Geek
Yep.
has auctions on his
Yes.
channel.
There you go.
The,
A smile when you do it.
So, anyways, I'll be around, and then on Fridays, like Rob and I will usually go live on my stuff to decompress and just show like goofy books. That's all.
I love you, sweetheart.
Love
Thank
you,
you
brother.
so much. Thank
Thanks.
you. Yep. Deuce.
Oh, I'm just hanging. I'll be here with you next week. I love you guys doing the auctions. I've picked up some great stuff from a bit of everybody out in the community, and they're always fun. Thank you, Southern. Thank you, everybody who showed up tonight. And of course, Lady, thank you, of course, as well.
Thank you, sir.
We will be talking again soon.
Buddy, go ahead, Jason. Tell everybody
Oh.
with the community what you're doing.
So I don't even know what I'm doing. What?
Yeah, no.
Yes, you do.
Hard.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be a Patreon. So,
Which I do appreciate, by the way.
no,
So,
absolutely. No, dude, you're worth
having
it. Totally, 100%.
So tomorrow I have a pre-recorded video, Comic Tom unboxing for this month, as Lady Fantastic, who lives up to her name each and every time she shows up on the YouTube. She alluded to earlier is that we normally have a auction on my channel on Saturdays at 1 p.m. So it's a Saturday morning-ish Cartoon Crew.
Brunch.
Depending on where you are as to whether or not it's morning or afternoon or evening, but as long as you're watching, that's the important thing. But we had one today. We will probably have another one Saturday, so be sure to go check that out. And as the G-Man alluded to, and I will tag into with the giveaways that I do on the channel are related to super chats that are done throughout the month or supporters of the channel. Go check out how you can get in to win that if you are so interested. But do appreciate the opportunity to be on your show, ever how early in the morning it is here, and be a part of that. And to remind everybody, if you haven't done so already, if you're catching this on the rewind, thank you. Be sure to smash that like button. It helps you feel warm and fuzzy inside. It'll help you hit the G spot.
Say it again. Yeah, thank you. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Okay. Cool.
Love you
cool,
too,
cool.
man.
Yeah, thank you. All right, here we go. All right, to wind this down. Big thank you to you, the community. I really appreciate it. My glasses keep falling down. I need to get these adjusted. All right. Big shout out to Rob Worst. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate you being on tonight. Lady Fantastic. Mwah. I love you as always. Deuce,
You too, brother.
big time, big hug. You know, you're my brother. I love you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
And a big shout out to Southern Comic Geek. Jason Richardson, you rocked it tonight. Sorry, I have to say, you rocked it. It was beautiful. I hope the community got something out of this video and you got to meet a new community, a person in the community that's been in the community forever. Go check him out. Go check out his links.
Now,
So, yeah, please.
damn it.
So as I'm talking about that, I did write down some more notes. So down the links down below, all of his latest shows that he's done, go check him out. Go check out Southern Geek. Go check out Jason's shows. Awesome guy. And check out all of the other wonderful people in the community. Check out all their links. Check out their YouTube channels. Everybody, all my co-hosts that were on tonight, check out their links as well. Wonderful people. You might learn something. There's always something for different strokes everywhere out there. And I hope you had a good time. And I think we're done. So thank you for another Nerdy Collective. Hope you enjoyed yourself. See you next Saturday. Maybe another surprise, maybe another guest. We'll see. Peace, love, blessed be, and we'll see you next Saturday. Good night.